boxing. Okay? And in this corner is a bell. And on the other corner is your opponent. Okay? That is the representative of your opponent right there. Okay, so yep, so basically you need to move the bell right over there, covering that little tiny rectangle of a black rectangle right there. Okay, so that's one part. And then
you put this thing on the.
You must hit your opponent. The opponent has a lever-like contraption, so you can hit it by the back or with like this. Okay, so you hit your opponent so that you can ring the bell. Okay, so once you hit your opponent, there is an indicator at the back of your opponent that will tell the referee that you have successfully applied enough pressure on it to cause it to be dislodged. Okay, so once you've done that, you will earn 20 points. Now this is a bit of a sequential part here. You must move the bell underneath, covering that black rectangle over there, and then hit to be able to score, to be able to encourage the referee to give you the points for boxing. Now, this task or this sport can only be scored once. That means if you ring the bell 10 times, you only get 20 points. Okay? It's basically the same. Don't waste your time. Time is your biggest opponent in this year's competition. Next event, fencing. Okay?
Oh my god.
Yep, so
I think so.
Fencing is right over here. These are the different rings, okay? So each ring has a different color. They are placed strategically at the other end of the field. It's a very, very far distance with a lot of obstacles along the way. It's quite a small target as well. Okay, so this is why fencing is quite challenging. Okay, so the rules for fencing is you must remove these rings from their stand. Okay? Now, removing it doesn't mean to just whack it anyhow. You must actually possess or lift it up, possess it. Okay? So, possessing the ring would mean that if your robot moves, the orientation of the ring will also move. So that's what, these are some of the terms you can find in the manual when you download it later tonight. Okay? Please read the terms carefully. Now, different color schemes. Blue rings will give you 5 points, beige rings will give you 7 points, and one gray ring, just one, is equivalent to 10 points. Now that's why we encourage you to possess the ring, because if you manage to bring the rings back into base, and your robot, plus the rings, plus your attachment, whatever not, must be completely inside the base, okay? Then you will get additional points for each ring, additional 10 points. So remember, you must pick up the rings, possess it, in order to score this point. You cannot just whack at the stands in order to gain the 5, 7, or 10 points. Okay? So that's pretty much about fencing. Next would be judo. Yeah. Ready? Judo is right over here. Very far end. And that's your opponent right there. It is a combination of Lego pieces And inside this, your opponent are what we call marbles. They're weights. Okay, so you need to flip them up to some degree. Sorry, you need to apply force up to a certain degree in order to flip this judo black belt. Yep, that's your opponent.
Is this one very FL style?
Okay, so original position is on the right. Scoring position is on the left. Flipping your opponent to the blue side,
做过 FL 这个是 nothing 了。
you get 14 points. Again, this is a one-time scoring game. So if you flip a couple of times,
It's got a lot.
you
It's
roll a
one time
couple of
one.
times, and it happens to roll that, and it happens to land on the red. The referee
Has all 1, 2,
will take the
3,
final
4, 5,
position
6, 6.
of the
Oh my
judo
god,
black
a lot
belt
of 15 here.
at the end of the run.
This
Okay?
one.
So if you flip it to blue,
Judo
and you
was
pass
judo.
by, you flip it to red, sorry, no score.
Is it?
Okay?
Japanese.
So again, details on how to construct and build this opponent will be provided for you in detailed copies. Okay? So you can download later on or maybe tomorrow. Next event, the last event, cycling. I don't know if it's a Olympic sport, but it is in this year's NJRC Robo Olympics. Okay? You must clear terrain A
Oh my god.
and clear terrain B at the same time. So you can only gain if you for this sport you must do both terrains at one go. It's a bit of a sequential part. Okay?
What's the other one?
I think it's like
So terrain A looks like that. There you can get a closer look. Terrain B looks like that. Your robot, in order to be valid, your attempt to be valid or your scoring opportunity to be valid, you have to start before the blue line. So you
What is the
must
sport?
enter before the blue line. Once your robot entirely clears the red line, and to be able to clear, your robot has to be completely on top of that terrain. No dangling, no nothing. Entire robot must be on the terrain. The terrain is a bit elevated, so that's why the referee will know if your robot is, just touching the sides. Okay? So clear terrain A, cross the red line, completely cross the red line will earn you 25 points, and you must immediately attempt terrain B. Okay? Not doing so will cause your attempt to be failed. Even if you successfully cleared terrain A, but you didn't go for terrain B, the referee will consider your attempt as a non-scoring attempt. Okay? So that's the deal. Terrain A, terrain B, 25 and 35. So that was the last of the sporting events. Got 6 in total. Again, you may not go for the entire thing. But there's just one more thing I need to discuss with you, that's the Robo-Olympic officials. There are 3 placed strategically at different parts.
It's parallel.
Okay? And as a good sportsman, you must not argue with the officials. You must not touch them or anything way, or else you will get a penalty for sure. Okay? So please do not move these things off of their positions or else. Okay? So let me recap. Basketball, 14 points, 10 points for inner outer basket for white ping pong balls.
I know, I want to die.
Touching the ball will cause your entire score for the event to be half. Weightlifting, 1 off, remove the weight from the stand, 15 points. Flip and place it correctly onto a higher stand will earn you 30 points.